And now for our next news special report.
Brace yourselves for a jaw-dropping expose that will shake the very foundations of our financial system. In this special report, we dive deep into the shadowy world of the Federal Reserve, where secrets, lies, and hidden agendas reign supreme. With explosive undercover footage and shocking revelation from inside sources, we'll peel back the layers of deception and uncover the truth about Fed Chair Jerome Powell's relentless crusade to undermine President Trump and steer our economy towards a catastrophic collapse. As a Fed governor warns of impending rate hikes amid skyrocketing inflation, our investigation exposes the Fed's reckless actions that could trigger a mega crash in stocks, crypto, and the entire economy. But that's not all. We're also going to shine a light on the rampant political bias and discrimination against conservatives within the Federal Reserve. Now, you don't want to miss my final thought that ties it all together and reveals the dire consequences that await us if we don't act now. Now, folks, before we jump into this special report, let me ask you this. Are you tired of watching your hard-earned money lose value to inflation? Well, just like the Federal Reserve's reckless policies are eroding the stability of our economy, inflation can eat away at your savings if you don't take action. That is where Noble Gold Investments comes in. They're the experts in helping diversify your portfolio with precious metals like gold and silver. And let me tell you, in times of economic uncertainty, having a tangible asset like gold can be a lifeline. Noble Gold Investments makes it easy to protect your financial future, and right now they're offering a free quarter-ounce British gold standard coin for qualified accounts. So don't wait until it's too late. Go to nextnewsgold.com. You'll find the link if you tap more below this video, or you can simply call the number on the screen, 877-646-5347. Now, in a stunning development, Federal Reserve Governor Michelle Bowman has warned that interest rates may need to be raised further if inflation remains stubbornly high. This revelation comes as a stark contrast to the expectations of her fellow officials and the market, who've been anticipating rate cuts in the near future. And Bowman's hawkish stance underscores the precarious state of our economy and the potential for a catastrophic collapse if the Fed continues down this dangerous path. But the story doesn't end there. In a bombshell undercover investigation, James O'Keefe's O'Keefe Media Group has exposed the shocking truth about the Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell's vendetta against President Trump. Arl Hismo, a principal economist at the Federal Reserve, was caught on hidden camera admitting that Powell deliberately sabotaged Trump by raising interest rates and doing the opposite of what President Trump wanted. And he revealed that Powell wants to go down in history as someone who held the line against President Trump, painting a disturbing picture of a politicized Federal Reserve driven by personal agendas rather than sound economic policy. Now, the undercover footage also exposes the Federal Reserve's embrace of controversial ESG issues such as racial equity, wealth inequality, and climate change. Now, Hismo admits that under Powell's leadership, the Fed has shifted its focus to these social and political issues, straying far from the core mandate of maintaining a stable monetary system. This revelation is a damning indictment of the Fed's priorities and raises serious questions about its impartiality and effectiveness. Let's watch some of that undercover footage now.
Principal economist. Right now I'm preparing for something. I'm going to do a talk to the Fed board.
Meet Harel Hismo. He's a principal economist working inside the Federal Reserve.
So you write speeches for Powell?
Yeah, like for certain paragraphs. I'm just really worried that I'm saying stuff like stuff that's classified.
Do you deal with classified stuff?
It's all classified, right?
Quote, it's all classified.
It's all classified. Trump is a crazy person. It's very clear. I mean, he's a dumb guy.
Does he hate Trump? Like, is the feeling neutral?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. And Trump was president. He wanted to stimulate the economy.
Right.
But he wouldn't do it. And he started raising interest rates, doing the opposite that Trump wanted. So, I mean, so the feeling is this, that, like, we don't want Trump to be in government.
Right.
Harel Hismo, principal economist with the Federal Reserve, says Jerome Powell wants to go down in history as someone who, quote, held the line against Donald Trump, unquote.
He's doing it for the legacy. He wants to be remembered in history as somebody who held the line against like Trump and like somebody who like helped the economy.
So he wants to preserve his legacy as
a
someone,
savior.
even though he's Republican on paper,
Yeah.
Democrats still love him.
Yeah, because he's responsive. Like under Powell, the Fed has changed to think about equity issues like racial issues, think about wealth inequality as part of the mandate, as part of the things we're following.
Yep.
Think about climate change. Like,
Aurel Hismo says, quote, people think conservatives are dumb and that the, quote, Federal Reserve would discriminate against those conservatives depending on how out there they are.
people think they're dumb. Like,
Yeah. Would they be like discriminated against?
I mean, it depends on like how like out there they are.
Wow. But the most alarming aspect of the investigation is the admission by Hismo that he's worried about revealing classified information. This startling confession suggests that there are even deeper secrets and hidden agendas within the Federal Reserve that the public is not privy to. The fact that a high-ranking economist is openly expressing concern about divulging classified information should send shockwaves through the financial world and raise red flags for every American concerned about the integrity of our monetary system. As if the political bias in classification information weren't enough, Hismo also reveals a disturbing culture of discrimination against conservatives within the Federal Reserve. He brazenly calls conservatives dumb and suggests that they are treated unfairly within the institution. This blatant bigotry and lack of intellectual diversity are a disgrace to an organization tasked with making decisions that impact the lives of every American, regardless of their political beliefs. Well, the implications of these revelations are nothing short of catastrophic. With the Fed poised to raise interest rates even further, the risk of a mega collapse in stocks and cryptocurrencies and the broader economy becomes increasingly real. The artificially low interest rates of the past have created a bubble that is now on the verge of bursting, and the Fed's reckless actions could be the catalyst that sets off a chain reaction of financial devastation. As that video clearly shows, the Federal Reserve has become a hotbed of political activism, secret agendas, and economic recklessness. The American people deserve better than an institution that prioritizes social engineering over sound monetary policy and that actively works to undermine the very foundation of our financial system. But maybe we should just end the Fed altogether. What do you say? If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. It's time for my final thought. The revelations in this report should serve as a wake-up call to every American who values economic stability, transparency, and fairness. The Federal Reserve, under the leadership of Jerome Powell, has become a rogue institution that operates with impunity, pursuing political vendettas and hidden agendas at the expense of the American people. The admission of classified information and the blatant discrimination against conservatives only further erode the trust and confidence that we place in such a crucial institution. As we stand on the precipice of an economic collapse, it's more important than ever that we demand accountability and transparency from the Federal Reserve. We cannot allow a group of unelected bureaucrats to gamble with our financial future and manipulate our economy for their own personal gain. It's time for a complete overhaul of the Federal Reserve System, one that puts the interests of the American people first and foremost, because the stakes have never been higher, and the time for action is now. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.